Most people will never see this building like this again. This is 1206th Street in Detroit, and right now, it's sitting between what it was and what it's about to become. Today, we were given access inside. Before redevelopment begins, before construction crews take over, before anything gets cleaned up, repurposed, or reimagined. And we didn't just walk through part of it. We went as far as we could. The basement, multiple towers, upper floors, and out onto the roof of the South Tower. And the first thing you realize, this isn't just one building. This is the Executive Plaza building, a multi-tower complex built over time. An original structure from the late 1960s, expanded in the 1970s, and connected into something much larger. 3 towers, each built in a different moment, serving the same purpose. Altogether, over 600,000 square feet of space. But numbers don't really explain it. You understand the size of something like this when you try to walk all of it. The first portion of this complex was built in 1967, originally planned as the Detroit Trade Center. But that vision didn't last long. The state of Michigan stepped in, and for decades, this became a government office complex. Thousands of people moving through here over time. Departments, agencies, daily routines. Then in the 1970s, the larger high-rise tower was added. A shift in design. More glass, more height, more presence. You can see the difference in materials. Precast concrete panels on the earlier structure, reflective glass and aluminum on the high-rise. 2 different eras of architecture, connected into one system. All of this happening during a time when Detroit was operating at full scale. Industry, government, infrastructure. And buildings like this were part of that system. Not always visible, but essential. Connected to the broader network that kept the city running, including organizations like Detroit Edison. Buildings like this weren't designed to be remembered. They were designed to be relied upon. But systems change, cities shift, and buildings built for one era don't always transition cleanly into the next. By 2002, state offices moved out. The building was sold. At one point, there were plans to demolish everything here and replace it with a new federal facility for the FBI, but that deal never came together. The property sat. It was even put up for auction, with no buyers. And for years after that, this place just existed. And now, you're standing inside it. Furniture still in place. Desks, chairs, layouts that haven't been erased yet. It doesn't feel abandoned. It feels paused. Someone sat here. Every day, there are signs of time. Roof leaks in certain areas. Enough that you're watching your step. Soggy floors in spots. You'll even see foliage starting to grow where water has found its way in. Down near the loading dock, there's some water intrusion. But overall, this building is still standing strong. For something this size, this age, that's not nothing. And that's what makes this moment so rare. Because right now, you're seeing this place in between, before it changes again. Let's move through it. The first thing that stands out is how much of this building is still intact. Desks still lined up, chairs still pushed in, or slightly out. Entire sections that still look like people just stepped away. You start noticing small things. Paper left behind. Layouts that still make sense. Spaces that still feel like they had a purpose, not that long ago. It changes how you move through it, because now you're not just looking at a building. You're walking through where people worked. Someone had a routine here, every day. As you move from one section to another, you start to understand how the building functioned. Open areas, then more divided office space, then something else entirely. Each tower feels a little different. The older sections feel heavier, more concrete, more enclosed. The newer tower opens up more glass, more light, more vertical, but they all share the same idea. Repetition, efficiency, scale. Eventually, we made our way down. The basement feels completely different. Lower ceilings, more confined, less natural light. This is where the building actually operates. Systems, mechanical, support. If the upper floors were about people, the basement was about keeping everything running. Down here, it feels older, heavier, like the part of the building that most people never saw, even when it was active. From there, we started working our way back up.
This isn't just another real estate platform. This is something different. A place where every property has a story. Search with ease, but discover more than just location and price. Every space comes with context, history, and identity. You don't just see a home, you understand it. Want to sell? Create a listing that stands out by telling what makes your place unique. Save, share, and connect with people who value more than just square footage. We don't just sell homes. We take care of preserving and telling their story. Because every home has a story, let's discover yours. History loves company.
Floor by floor, tower by tower. And this is where the size really hits you. Because it just keeps going. You don't just walk through this building. You move through it. Some floors feel more intact than others. Some feel like they were left more recently. Others feel like they've been sitting much longer. It's not one moment frozen in time. It's layers of time. And then you start getting higher. More light. More openness. More connection to the outside. From up here, you start to see Detroit differently. The Lodge Freeway running just alongside. The skyline stretching out. Movement below. You start to understand why this site mattered. And eventually, we made it all the way up to the roof of the South Tower. Everything changes up there. The noise drops away. The scale shifts. And the city opens up around you. You can see in every direction. Downtown. Infrastructure. Movement. Everything this building was once connected to. And standing there, it's easy to imagine what this could become. Balconies carved into the edges. People stepping outside into these exact views. Same structure, completely different life. There's access even higher up, but we weren't able to open the hatch. And honestly, that's probably for the best, because part of doing this the right way is knowing when to stop. From there, we came back inside, and on one of the upper floors, something stopped us. Before we even saw it, we heard it. Sharp, loud, repeating over and over. You look towards the windows, trying to figure out where it's coming from, and then you see it. Just outside the window, on a narrow ledge, there's a nest, and inside it, 2 large eggs, white, almost prehistoric looking. And somewhere nearby, that bird is watching the entire time, letting you know that you're not supposed to be there. Based on where it is and how it was acting, it's likely a falcon or maybe a red-tailed hawk, I'm not completely sure, to be honest, and neither was ChatGPT. So if you know what it is, let me know in the comments, because that's not something that you expect to find when exploring buildings like this. But in a strange way, it fits. A building that once supported thousands of people, now supporting something entirely different. This is the part of a building's life that most people never get to see. But it doesn't stay like this forever, because eventually, something changes. Right now, this entire complex is entering its next phase. The site has been acquired by Blackacre Management, and what they're planning here goes far beyond just renovating a building. This is a full-scale redevelopment, roughly 10 acres of land, centered around the existing structure, being reimagined into something entirely new. The vision is residential, but not just apartments, a lifestyle, something closer to a full community, built around space, amenities, and experience. A shift from infrastructure to livability. And if everything moves forward as planned, this transformation is expected to take shape over the next few years, with a target horizon around 2028, which means what you're seeing right now is the very beginning of that process. No finished units, no polished spaces, no marketing yet, just structure, just potential. And that's what makes this moment so rare. Because most people only ever see buildings like this when they're finished, when everything is clean, when the story has already been rewritten. But this is the part before that. And standing inside it now, you can start to picture what's coming. These floors, reconfigured into residential units. These windows, framing views people will wake up to every day. These edges of the building, transformed into balconies, people stepping outside, into the same skyline we just stood in. The same structure, but completely reimagined. What used to support systems will now support people. What used to be operational becomes personal. And that shift is happening all over Detroit right now. But projects like this, at this scale, don't come around often. Which is why this matters. And if you're watching this, you're early. Before the listings, before the leasing, before the public really understands what this is going to be. So if you want to stay informed as this project moves forward, or get early access when it gets closer, reach out. I'm putting together an exclusive list for people who want updates on this development and others like it. And eventually, a wait list for when this goes live. Because opportunities like this don't stay quiet for long. And when this does come online, it's going to look completely different. And you'll remember seeing it like this, before it changed, before it rose again. That's History Loves Company. If you've been following along, you already know that we've started putting that idea into what we wear too. HLC Apparel is live at hlcapparel.com. Let me know which piece is your favorite. And quick shout out, Connor in California, for picking up our first one-of-one Packard plant artifact. We appreciate you. We're also building out the main platform, historylovesco.com. It's still in progress, so go check it out, click around, try to break it, and let me know what still needs fixing. And one more thing, if you see me out this week, say hi. Someone spotted me crossing the street the other day, so let's make that a thing. If you see me, Say hello, and we'll take a picture together. This is 1200 6th Street, and this is just the beginning of its next story.